one of the most stupid things someone can believe is that they reached ultimate knowledge in their field or in a thought experiment or an argument because there is more than one way to look at something. People assume that there is just one way to do things or one way to execute things, but that's not the case though. A lot of people can have different viewpoints and they can all lead to the same thing. Yes, different routes, but a similar destination in a way. And this is why I'd like to reflect on the human stupidity in a way. A lot of people think like that, sadly. Like, a lot of people believe that everyone else is wrong and just they're correct, when that's the ultimate stupidity, by the way. An author by the name of Robert Greene, he talked about how, like, evil people are less worse than stupid people. And this might sound strange in the beginning, but it's so true because at least the evil people know that they're evil, but the stupid people do not know that they're stupid. And it's such a strange paradox because stupid people assume things that are not true, therefore they act ignorantly. But evil people know what they're doing. Like, they're planning their like hidden like agenda sometimes. And even the greatest minds, all of them have said the same thing, including what's his name, Isaac Newton. So after some research about Isaac Newton, I found out that during the last years of his life, I believe, like before he died, he said that wait, what did he say? He said that he's like a little boy sitting at the beach playing with the shells in front of a vast ocean, even after everything he discovered, which brings you to reflect even the people who went ahead with like discoveries and like just the path of knowledge. All of them reached the point of that wall where it just explains how the human mind and the human being cannot reach ultimate truth. It's literally impossible because it's too complicated to understand. And also, a lovely statement that I've heard from an Islamic scholar. His name is Al-Shafi, okay? And he said that knowledge is 4 quarters, okay? The first quarter is you get inspired, okay? You start reading a few things here and there, and you get motivated. Oh wow, that, like, now that you're starting to understand more, you think you own the world. Wow. The second quarter, you start to realize that there is so much to learn. Like, you get past the surface level of knowledge and you start like digging deep, and you realize that there is more to learn than what's offered like in like institutions or whatever. The third quarter is where things start getting shaky because what missed you is more than what you learned. You start to understand that things are not actually that simple. Like, yes, you're taught so many things, but there is always a backstory to everything. So you start to realize that and doubt yourself in your knowledge, because what missed you and what you didn't learn yet is far more than what you have learned. And then the last quarter is the quarter of I don't know. And that's the most humbling statement. It does not mean that you're dumb or like stupid. No, it means that you simply don't know. And instead of trying to come up like with an answer, or trying to come up with like what's it called, a justification, you just say I don't know, which is again humbling for yourself and for the person you're talking to. And but sadly people don't know how to say I don't know these days. They just believe that if they can just like try a bit more, they'll eventually figure it out, but that's impossible. And it is human nature, I believe, like the human nature to gain more and more and more of whatever, of knowledge, of money, of popularity and stuff like that. But it leads to nowhere. Yeah, it's just a dead end at the end of the day. And also, the death of critical thinking. People nowadays, because they assume that there's one way to understand something and every other way is wrong, critical thinking is demolished in a way. Because no one thinks in multiple ways. Like, people assume again that everyone is wrong, so why have debates? So now debates are more about proving each other wrong than understanding. And that's where learning stops. Learning ends, and you just never open yourself to more ideas or explanations. So to me, that is a very, very stupid person. And it's quite dangerous because you cannot act like that in a world like today. A lot of people share a lot of things. There's multiple ideas, multiple explanations. So how come would you imagine that your way is the only way? Like, how have you decided that? It makes no sense. And yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about today.